If you think it is impossible to buy a new house for less than 4% of primary mortgage in today's day and age, then you need to watch this video. In this video, I'm going to show you a new construction which is being carried out in the west side of Winston-Salem, where the builder is willing to give 3.99% as an introductory mortgage rate to a new home buyer who could be the primary home buyer. And for them, this is going to be one of the best opportunities to buy a house, a brand new house by a renowned builder, which I'll show you the details shortly, in the very great neighborhood next to Winston-Salem and Louisville. It falls under Winston-Salem, but you can see that it is in the western side of Winston-Salem and closer to Louisville and Clemens. So this property, I will talk about how you can get it and how it can benefit you if you are in the market to buy a new house to fulfill your dreams for being a homeowner. Okay, so this is the new community being built by Lennar, which is one of the largest home builders in America. And this property is called Reynolds Crossing. And you can see in the map over here, there are a few sites which are currently available. And some of them are starting with $360,000. You can see there is one home site which is number 14 with a starting price of $360,000, and this is about 1735 square feet with 3 bed and 2 bath, 2.5 bath. And similarly, you can see there is Westbury, and we can go through the details of each and every property, but it's kind of in the lower or higher 300K, and some of them are in 400,000 range as well. So the great thing about this, as I mentioned before, is this property, they are offering 3.99 as an introductory rate for 5.1 ARM, which is usually for 5 years. Your rates will be fixed, and after that it will depend on the primary mortgage rate, which is the ongoing rate. So within 5 years you have a mortgage rate which will be fixed. So if you look into this, this is one of the floor plans which is currently under construction, and this is the like 1735 square feet with 3 bed, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, and these are some of the renderings of the pictures of the model. And if you see that there are the construction quality, as you know, Lennar is one of the renowned builders and they have usually good construction quality. But again, as a buyer, you don't want to directly work with the agent who is representing the company or the construction company, because their best interest lies into serving the builder and not the customer, which will be you. So you can see here the different areas, and in the map you can see the floor where exactly it corresponds to. So this is, again, as I said, it's a nice builder. The construction quality is usually good, but at the same time, as a buyer, it's always better to go for an inspection. Even though it's a new construction, it's always better to go for an inspection so that the inspector can find something which you and I may not be able to see. And it's always worth the amount spent on getting the inspection done, because before closing you can get everything addressed. Otherwise, after closing you find out something, it cannot be considered. But usually with most of the new construction, the builder gives 1 year complete warranty on everything, almost like all the appliances, all the electricals and heating and cooling and everything will be covered by the builder for 1 year. And afterwards you have to buy any kind of warranty separately, and usually those are not that expensive, which I suggest everyone to buy. There are several companies that provide, and I personally use American Home Shield, and like just pay 35 to 40 bucks depending on the size of the house and the area that you live in. they take care of each and every appliances, your heating, cooling, and the major things that may go wrong after 1 year. They will support that. But after that, if there is any structural problem or anything like that, the builder will take care till the first 10 years. That's mostly what a builder considers, or usually they get into that kind of agreement. So that's the value of buying a new house. Like if you have 359,000 or $360,000 house, which you pay 3.99%, and I can do a calculation and I'll show you shortly how much you would end up in paying every month. Here am showing a simple calculation where the home price is about $360,000, and given that you pay 30% down in case if you can, otherwise you can pay a little less. And if you take a loan of 30 years with 3.99% beginning interest rate, and usually with 5.1 there is always a rate cap, that means it cannot go beyond that. So I'm assuming that it should not go beyond 7.5%, and the maximum amount of rate that will increase will be 1.25 after the first interval, and the maximum amount of rate will increase at each subsequent interval is 0.25. But usually what happens after 5 years, you can go back and refinance, and if you are getting a fixed rate of less than like 4% or 5%, you never know, like in next 5 years the interest rates can go up or down depending on where you stand. So at that time you can go ahead and refinance instead of locking in through this rates. So based on these assumptions, you can see that for this price of home with 20% down, your beginning interest and mortgage or the principal and interest payment will be about $1,400. And again, this does not include your taxes and insurance, which I believe for the area like that you can add $400 to $500. So even let's take conservatively $600, then 600 plus 1,400 become $2,000. So think about it, like $2,000 you are paying every month after you have paid the down payment. But suppose if you don't have that much saved up and you have only 10%, and in 10% down payment, if you put for a $360,000 house, your monthly payment will be like about $1,500 to $1,600. So it's basically $200, more than $200 increase. But also if you put less than 10% or less than 20%, you will be required to pay a PMI, which is mortgage insurance, which will be around $100 to $200 per month. So having said that, it still should not go beyond 2,200 to 2,300, even if you include the mortgage, the interest, the HOA fee, and any other expenses, and definitely you'll have to add your utilities. So if you are renting right now and paying about $2,000 in rent, I think this would be a great option for you to buy a new house and live in your house and build your equity, rather than letting everything go and used and like paid under rent, because rent you are not gonna go get anything back. But if you're going to sell your home, definitely it will appreciate in value. At the same time, it will also get you your equity back, so you can sell it at a later point of time and get something back. It's not like everything does not wash out. And these are the school rating. If you can see for this particular property, the school ratings are really A minus, which is considered one of the great public school in the area. So you can see all the ratings and everything in this website. Again, this is one of the construction in the Winston-Salem area. There are several other properties which this builder is doing within the Triad area of North Carolina. So if you are currently looking and trying to search for different options that you can have, usually these builders, they do not have everything listed in the MLS, so you will not be able to see all these properties available in the multiple listing service in Zillow or any other websites, because they're not available there. But usually what they do is they release the lots one at a time, or two or three or four, because they don't want to overwhelm their building staff as well. So as soon as it gets released, then it gets listed. But sometimes people are already waiting in the line to buy the house. So that's why they get the first option to choose the site and select the floor plan, whatever is applicable to be built into that particular lot. So this is something I always suggest my buyers to come and visit your sites with your agent to make sure that you are getting what you exactly want. And again, if you're new to the area, I think it's better to come and rent an apartment, live there for some time, and see if that area makes sense to you. If moving to this area is right for you and your family, then make that decision. You don't have to make a quick decision. It's a big decision to buy a house, and you don't want to have a remorse after you have bought a house. So having said that, it's great to consult with the experts in your area, and then take advantage of that, because you don't have to pay anything to the agent. It will be paid by the builders, so you do not have anything to lose, and you always get the best suggestion. So if you are in the market, let me know. Call me, text me, or set up some time with me. I can help you in finding the right fit for you and your family, so that you can get the best and the best rate, not only in terms of the monthly expense, but also in terms of the property. And usually they do not negotiate much on the prices, but you can always negotiate on the different options that they can provide with the house. Like sometimes they provide options like additional like you want to change the floor type from carpet to hardwood, and like you have several upgrade options. So usually we can have some negotiation in those terms where we can negotiate with the builders, but mostly they are priced to sell, so they do not have much room to negotiate in the price. But definitely you can negotiate on the options, and a strong agent is definitely going to work with you to get the best interest of your, and make sure that you get the best bang for your buck. So if you're in the market, let me know. Call me, text me. I'm available to work with you and get you the best of your wishes in terms of real estate in the Triad area. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening, and have a great rest of your day.